Norton and Ermark, Smith and Sutherland. Here's the green, and we're off. Looking for the first corner. Chafee gets to the outside and he'll take the lead into the corner. Patno drops up and closes the door, but he opens it at the same time for Norton and Smith as they dive low. Norton into second, Smith working his way to third off the corner. He'll have the third spot, Patno to fourth. Then Smith, Ermark, Clayton, and Sutherland. Chafee way out there now as Smith tries to find some racing room under Norton. And he does. Smitty. Whoa, look out. Around comes the 62 of Lawrence. Lawrence will sit inside the corner, wait for the caution, and then fire up and pull away. So Chafee, who had a good lead build up after having some serious mechanical problems on that car over the last few weeks, will have to rein it in, and that's going to give Smitty a chance to get right there in his tail. Here they come, and Smitty's on the outside. Into turn one, it'll be Smith and Chafee door to door. Now Smith takes the advantage. Norton goes third, Ermark's up to fourth. Then Clayton, Sutherland, Lawrence, and Patno. Lawrence gets in pretty tight, trying to work himself underneath. The battle up front kind of disappearing now as Smith begins to open up the margin. Smith and Chafee running away from Norton, Ermark in the field. Smitty looking for a 7th win tonight when the feature comes down. Chafee with troubles again as he comes to a screeching halt in the infield. He's had trouble the last 2 or 3 weeks, and it looks like it hasn't ended for him yet as he begins to overheat. That leaves Smith all alone up front. Norton goes to second, Ermark third. Norton, check that. Clayton is fourth, Sutherland fifth, and Lawrence and Patno. Right now, Lawrence is the bubble car with a lap to go. Checkered flag out for Ron Smith for the win. Norton second, Ermark third, fourth goes to Clayton. Sutherland holds on for fifth, and Lawrence makes a transfer in sixth. Patno to line up after the cars that are qualified get on the grid. A win to Ron Smith in the 2, then, and the 4 is Alan Anaki, your current point leader. Here they come. Off into turn 2 they go with a lead. Nobody as they run side by side. Now Davis, that is Jason, gets the advantage on the outside on Chris. Pollard can't get around him, almost catches some wall, loses 3 spots. The Davis is running a flying wedge down the backstretch, keeping everybody behind him. Now here comes DeWitt Davis up the inside, and DeWitt will go for the lead. Second lap, it'll be DeWitt Davis leading. Fred Felt, Chris Davis, Jason Davis, Beef Alexander, and Darrell Pollard. Now they start to get those RPMs up and run a little bit harder. DeWitt Davis almost picked up a piece of Fred Felt coming off turn 4. Now Alexander goes by everybody on the outside. Pollard runs the inside. Chris Davis is having some serious problems in the 17. Felton and DeWitt, one more lap. DeWitt drops low to close the door. Freddie trying to wind it up off turn 2. Pollard has moved into third spot. Alexander kicked back to fourth. Here comes Anaki up the inside for fifth. It's DeWitt Davis, Fred Felt, Darrell Pollard, Beef Alexander, Alan Anaki, and Jason Davis. DeWitt goes up a little high this time. Felton is there. 2 laps to go. Pollard running the high side, trying to find some racing room on the outside. Coming down for the checkers this time. DeWitt Davis, Fred Felton, Darrell Pollard, Beef Alexander to the line, Davis, Felton, Pollard, Alexander, and Anaki. Then Jason Davis and Chris Lashaway. And this time it is checkered flag time. No change. Pollard picks off the second spot. The Davis, Pollard, Felton, Anaki, Alexander, and Davis Lashaway's the odd man out along with Chris Davis. Four back after a couple of weeks of absence. That's Paul Barnard. Green flag is out. Tight bunch of cars coming off of turn 4 down into turn 1. And on the point, Fitzgerald and Bizzaio side by side. Off of turn 2, Bizzaio with the slightest advantage gets a little bit crossed up, but now edges out. Paterni is low in the 13. Fitzgerald trying to hold on with the 41. Bizzaio leads him at the line. Here comes Marion up high with the 53. And coming off turn 2, Bob Bizzaio will edge out with car number 6. Further back, Trevor Downey's moving up in the 23. Bizzaio way up high and almost tags the wall coming off of turn 4 with car number 6. That'll open the door back up for Fitzgerald. Paterni gives him a tap and Fitzgerald gets crossed up, but holds that second position. Making his way up from the back of the pack still is Downey, and right behind him, Frank Perry Sr. in the 3. Fitzgerald coming right back in the 41 on Bizzaio. Great battle up front. The first 4 cars real tight. Bizzaio gets crossed up, and that'll enable Fitzgerald to move by once again and take the lead. But heading low is Paterni, and Marion gets crossed up and goes around with car number 53. In turn 2, he comes to a halt, and we'll see, is that going to bring out the caution? Yes, it will. Downey, Cashman, Pachalski, Carey. Green is out. They're real stacked up coming off the turn. Cashman pushing Bizzaio up through turn number 4. Bizzaio running low on Paterni. They'll battle for the second spot. It's Fitzgerald leading. Paterni trying to hold second. But Bizzaio again comes in. Right behind him this time is Carey. He'll bring the 3 up. Cashman gives him a shot. Carey goes up into Bizzaio, and he'll move up into position number 2. Paterni dives low with the 13. Now Bizzaio gets out of shape. Cashman gets sandwiched for a minute, and now Paterni is back up into position number 3. Paul Barnard working his way up nicely with car number 24. White flag this time by. 1 lap to go. Can Fitzgerald hold on? Carey on the outside with car number 3. Paterni right there in 3rd. Now Carey dives low with the 3. Getting the edge on Fitzgerald as they head off the turn. Paterni gets into Fitzgerald, turns him around, and there's the checkered for Frank Perry Sr. Everybody scattering across the line. Green is out. Off the turn they come. It's Drew. Mustering up into the lead with the 17, and Joe Zellman up to second with the 22, able to get to the inside of Scott Zielinski. Almost trouble for Morton driving the 87 tonight. He holds on. Griswold down low in the 46. Now a battle for the lead, and running low is Zellman in the 22. Into turn 3, he's got the advantage on the low side. Zellman comes off turn 4 with the number 1 position. Here comes Meany also with the 15, and he'll look to move into position number 2. It's Zellman, followed by Meany. Then the 17 for Drew, dropping back to 3rd. Here comes Zielinski down low in the 7. He's now 4th, looking for 3rd, and running 5th is Griswold. Halfway marker is out. Zellman continues to hold. We've got a problem for Morton once again coming off turn 4. He and Marty Alberti get together. Now Griswold moves up to 4th. Drew on the outside. Dropping back with Muka going by with the 08. Zellman continuing to hold the lead with 2 laps to go. 2 laps to go for Joe Zellman. Dave Meany holding second over Scott Zielinski, looking to come right back. Zielinski dives into turn 1. They make the slightest bit of contact and hold on. This time the white flag is in the air. 1 lap to go. Meany trying to maneuver past Zellman. But he's also got to deal with Zielinski moving in to battle. Hemlin gets a little crossed up coming off turn 4 as he takes the white flag. This time, checkers are in the air. It's Joe Zellman with the victory over Dave Meany, Scott Zielinski, Jeff Griswold, Tom Cashman Jr., Tom Muka, Steve Drew, and here comes a battle. It's Hemlin, then Morton, and Alberti. Attention once again, Christine Roche, please report to the souvenir booth. Christine Roche to the souvenir booth. Joe Sarnecki, here they come. Graham takes him down into 2. Shepard on the outside. Stebbins fights back on the inside. Down to the low side. Oh, Stebbins in trouble. Fights the wheel back. Stebbins a little loose tonight. That may come around as the race goes on. Barry Gray moves up to 4th on the outside of Alexander. As they come down to complete lap 2, it's Cram, Shepard, Stebbins, Gray, Alexander, Brio, then Buffum and Zarnecki. Barry Gray to the high side and in trouble. And Barry Gray takes it off the track. It'll be Shepard and Cram for the lead here. Coming up on the halfway mark in this 10-lap qualifier, it is Cram and Shepard. Alexander, Stebbins, and Brio. At the back, Zarnecki and Buffum fighting for the final spot. Here's Shepard to the inside, to the line. It's still Cram. Shepard to the low side. They run door to door off turn 2. Shepard bobbles. Cram comes back. Shepard pushes it hard down into the corner. Takes it off turn 4 and takes the lead on lap 7. To go now this time. It'll be Shepard, Cram, Alexander, Stebbins and Brio. The other guys are distant. 6th and 7th. White flag, 1 lap. Everything seems to settle in now. Checkered flag for Roger Shepard. Clint Cram goes 2nd. Kirk Alexander, Danny Stebbins, Eddie Brio Jr., your top 5. The battle's not decided for 6th yet. Here comes Zarnecki and Buffum. Buffum beats him to the line. He gets 6, Zarnecki 7. Green flag is out. TJ Small and Ed Stone bring the field around. Stone gets up a little high off of turn 4, and Small is able to bring him off of turn 2. Stone right back into contend. They're bunching up behind them with Rusty Ball side by side with Dennis Albro. Albro moving up the outside. Now Stone dives low on TJ Small. Avery also moving in with car number 9. They come off the turn, and it's Stone on the inside, and he'll take the lead with the 94. Rusty Ball up to 2nd with the 20. Right behind him, moving up, is Doug Rudolph in the 38, and here comes Avery down low in the 9. falls back to position number 5, and right there is Dwight Jarvis in the 28. Moving into contend, Jarvis will take the 5th spot. Ed Stone continues to hold the lead. Now to the low side, here comes Dunk Rudolph in the 38. Rudolph running 3rd, is looking for 2nd. Ball will try to hold him off, but the door is not shut tight enough. And suddenly Stone has a problem. The 94 lets go in turn 4, coming down the front stretch. Everybody scatters. In the mess on the racetrack, Albro, TJ Small, red flag has been displayed. The 94, Ed Stone, letting go on the front straightaway. Fortune hasn't made it back out yet. Green is out, and it's Rudolph coming off the turn. Heading through turns 1 and 2, Avery is down low with the 9. And he grabs 2nd from Rusty Baum. Here comes Jarvis as well. Rudolph getting up high in turn 2, and here comes Avery down low in the 9. Off the 4th turn, it's Avery, and Jarvis right there on his back bumper moves right up into 2nd. Rudolph falling back to 3rd. Now Jarvis will slow on Avery. Battle for the lead with 2 laps to go. It's Avery holding on. Rudolph back to 3rd. Albro back up to 4th. Ball back to 5th. Batchelder is 6th, and then it's Mars. Now Jarvis comes off turn 2, once again looking for the lead, but Avery holds him off with the white flag in the air. 1 lap to go for Dan Avery. Jarvis will shoot low once again, but does not get the light with the 28. Checkered flag is out. Jarvis making a dive low. That was too close to call. It was the 28 for Dwight Jarvis. The 9 of Avery will finish 2nd. The 38, Dunk Rudolph, with 3rd spot. Then it was for the green flag, and here it is. They're off with Raymond leading them to the line. Raymond, Pinkham, Marquis, and Townsend. Marquis diving low on Pinkham. And he'll move up into 3rd. Out of the back comes Schofield and Ed Kennedy. Up front, it's Raymond holding off Bateman and Marquis. This time, Raymond gets a little bit bounced around with the 19, but holds the lead. Bateman still holding 2nd, and Marquis right there to challenge the 3rd with the 73. Pinkham is 4th. Kennedy up to 5th in the 0. The top 3 continue to nose their way further and further out. Marquis now looking low on Bateman. The 73 cuts low in turns 1 and 2. They come off turn 2, and Bateman continues to hold the advantage for the 2nd position. Here comes Marquis right back at the line. He's got the spot, and now we'll look to work on Roger Raymond for the lead. Raymond will try to hold him off. Now Bateman gets right back up to the outside with the 17. Marquis real low coming off turn 4, but still cannot get around Roger Raymond. Jack Bateman on the outside, moves right back up alongside Raymond, but can't get the job done coming off the turn. 2 laps to go. Bateman right back up high, running strong on the outside with the 17. Don't look now, here comes Ed Kennedy in car number 0. As Bateman gets the edge, the white flag is in the air. 1 circuit remaining, and it's Roger Raymond at the line with an advantage in the 19. They'll come up on Maher with the 8. He could play a role in this last-minute battle. Coming off the turn, it's Roger Raymond in for the victory. Another
good race for Roger Raymond, holding the low side and coming away with the win.
Ready to go. Looking for the green. This time off the corner. Here they come. Lawrence has the edge as they take the green, and here comes Davis on the outside. Into the corner. Lawrence low, Davis high. Nobody moving up. It'll be Lawrence sliding back a little bit. Davis takes it high. Can he hang in there? Lawrence drops low. It'll be Davis to the line. Jason Davis. Charlie Lawrence, here comes. Pollard up the inside. On the outside, it's Clayton as they work around Lawrence. Everybody all bottled up down there. Shuffle the deck again as Pollard blows by and takes over the lead on lap 2. Davis hanging in there. It's Pollard, Davis, Clayton, Alexander, Smith, Felton, Lawrence, Sutherland, Ermark, Norton, Ananke, Davis, then Lashaway and Patnose. Pollard way out there. Here comes Smith out of the pack. Makes a wide turn. Takes 2 on the outside. He's going to try to stack him 3 deep. Thinks better of it. Gets a piece of Jason Davis, who gets a piece of Fred Felton. They both go sailing through the infield, and the caution comes out. Here they come. Pollard on the gas, and he hits it hard. Pollard and Alexander, Davis and Alexander. Smith gets a little sideways. Oh, look out. Lashaway comes in there, slams into Davis. Red flag. Let's get on the brakes, gentlemen. Red flag, red flag. Alexander is upset. Norton got in there. I don't know who got into the side of him, but they got Alexander's car all the way over. And now we have a complete air filter rolling across the infield instead of just the top, which I think came off Lashaway's car originally. Well, Ron Smith got one guy sideways and spun him, and this by accident. This time he got tapped into DeWitt Davis, and that caught Alexander. Everybody's okay, we hear from trackside. That's good news. Tough break for Chris Norton, who tears up the front end of that number 7 Shamrock car. Points, Kevin Clayton 6th, Bill Chafee 7th, DeWitt Davis 8th, and Chris Davis and Jason Davis round out the top 10. Dave Sutherland, Chris Lashaway, Charlie Lawrence, Chris Norton. If there's nothing serious, he may be able to come in. And Ron Smith is being put to the rear, although he isn't going there. The word from trackside is he's being put to the rear, but the car is still in 4th. So maybe Ron moved and the car stayed. Pollard and Clayton, actually the guys who are right behind the 367 and the 7, really had to squeeze their way up against that wall. They could have gotten, if they'd slid another foot up the track, they'd have cleaned out about 2 more cars in the process. Back in, as is DeWitt Davis. Boy, what a nice recovery. Slightly redesigned, but apparently operating. DeWitt made whatever repairs, I think, tire change he needed to make, and he is back out. He's got some guys that work with him, as does Beef. Smith, Felton, and Alexander got to bang their way out of the back of the pack, and here they come. Pollard drops it down. See who's going to get the spot. Pollard takes the jump with Clayton, Sutherland, and Ermark behind them. There's nobody moving out of the back of the pack except for Felton, who goes right up the inside. The 15 and 62 get tangled up. Pollard will take the lead. And Freddie Felton came out of that tangle in the back of the pack in the best shape, grabs the 5th spot down the backstretch. Smitty will follow him through as they work down behind Dave Sutherland, who shuts the door on both of them. Pollard way out there. Whoa, Smitty got taken up to the wall by Felton. Alexander up to 5th now. That may have been good for him to hold the car. Pollard way out there. Then Clayton, Sutherland, Ermark. Here comes Felton up the outside, way up the banking. Trying to get those RPMs up, makes a run down the straightaway. Alexander and Felton fighting for 4th right behind Dave Sutherland. They work to the outside, they work to the inside. Alexander will stuff his nose way down to the bottom of the racetrack. Here comes Davis into the side of Sutherland. He's trying to pick up a spot too. Davis dumps it low, gets a good bite down to the bottom, and he moves into 5th. Pollard way in advance of the field. Clayton, his best run of the year. Felton 3rd, Alexander 4th, Davis 5th, Sutherland 6th, Smith is 7th, Ermark 8th, Davis is 9th. Here they come again. Trying to fight for a spot. Smitty weaves his way through traffic, threading his way to the top. He'll move underneath Davis. Slides up alongside. Pollard crosses the stripe for lap 12. Kevin Clayton trying to hold Felton and Alexander back. Smitty coming on strong. Clayton trying to keep Alexander behind him. By the way, Clayton's father owns Alexander's car. Alexander sitting right on Clayton's bumper, and that makes room for Smith to go to the outside. Alexander's going to have to hammer and run up to the inside. He can't make a move there. Smitty goes wide with Felton, and they will move into 2nd and 3rd. Pollard with a half a lap lead on 2nd place, Felton 3rd place, Smith 4th place, Clayton 5th place, Alexander, DeWitt Davis is 6th, Sutherland is 7th, Chris Davis is 8th, Ermark is 9th, and 10th is Lawrence. And now less than 5 laps to go. Smitty gets by Felton. Alexander comes up. Smith dives low. Alexander underneath Felton for 3rd. A little warning to Smith for using the bumper again. Here they come. 3 to go now. Alexander trying to hang in there for 3rd after that wild ride he had earlier on. Your leader coming off turn 2. Smith is 2nd, Alexander 3rd, Felton 4th, Clayton 5th, DeWitt Davis 6th, Sutherland 7th, Chris Davis 8th. Now we're looking at 1 lap to go. White flag is out for your leader. Your 2nd place, 3rd place, 4th place, 5th and 6th place cars. Sutherland has spun in turn 2, and they'll come down for the checkers. Here comes Smitty to take the checkers for 2nd, and Beef Alexander 3rd. Faces up here. Darrell Pollard out on top with a win here on Budweiser King of Beers night. And here he comes. Darrell Pollard, your winner tonight. Boy, some nights, Darrell, it's really tough. Some nights it's it's fairly easy tonight. You have breathing room.
Yeah, I had a lot of breathing room tonight. After the last 3 weeks, boy, we needed this one. You know, we've been in bad luck for 3 weeks now, and we went down to the park last Sunday to get out of this streak, and we got out. We won there, we won here, and that's what we need.
So, what do you think of Friday the 13th?
Hey, it's my 13th.
13th, good win. Darrell Pollard's second full win of the season. All right, let's move along. We've had a busy night. While Darrell Pollard was busy running and spinning, here's Ron Smith, who had his ups and downs tonight as well.
Yeah, it looks like we got a competitor out here that will lose it too. Hey, I'm sorry you people feel that way, but Freddie took me out twice in this race. It's pretty evident. Just buy a tape and look for yourself.
All right, Ron's view with everything. And second place for him, the guy who really came back after a wild ride. We thought you were a goner. I guess when the points are at stake, you'll do anything to get it back out here, huh?
I sure will. It's got a few scratches on it, but we'll fix it up and be back next week.
Well, looks like mostly sheet metal. The good thing was you were pretty much stopped when they clobbered you.
Yeah, it was. It only went over once, and, you know, it was great. I'd like to thank my sponsors, Alexander Sheet Metal, Barry Messer for the engine. He's doing a great job on it so far. Kelson Clayton for letting me drive the car, and Troy Family Diner. And everybody in the pits that just helped me get it back together and get it out here.
Well, boy, it was a good ride, and it is a little scratched up, but a good third finish. That keeps him in the point race. Beef Alexander, see if his brother will do the same later on tonight. Next up should be last July 30th Pro Stock event. 35-lap feature event from July 30th. 35 laps for the Pro Stocks. Their first of two features tonight. Todd Patno, Pete Fiandaca, Russ Hersey, and Bill Bree bring him down. Patno holds back. Now he gets on the gas. Here he comes. And there will not be a start. Patno and Fiandaca playing games, and Ken Isimone doesn't like it. He'll want him to start his way, not their way. Peter trying to rattle the less experienced drivers. Pete with over 20 years behind the wheel of every kind of race car they run in New England. Bale begins to tighten up again as they work their way into turn two. Patno and Fiandaca, Hersey and Bree, Karen and Brio, Alsop, Grasso, Boniface, and Marquis, the top 10 cars as they come down to the green. Good start. Here it is, Patno to the line. Into lap one, it's Patno, Hersey, Fiandaca, Karen and Bree, Brio and Alsop. Down into the corner they come. Trouble with the 13X for Hersey. He's out of the line. Karen is right up there in front. Patno, Karen, Fiandaca, Bree, Brio. Also, Boniface, Goodenough, and Rollins now. Marquis moving up the inside. They can behave themselves a little better than they did a week ago. Fiandaca trying to protect that third spot. Karen closing in on Patno. Rio is up to fifth. Everybody else strung out behind him. Important race in the point battle for just a couple of cars. Everybody else wants to save it. They've still got to qualify and run a feature again. Patno and Karen. Fiandaca, Bree. Rio, Alsop, Boniface, Goodenough running up the outside. Goodenough will try to pick off a spot or two out of the back of the pack here. Karen takes over the lead on lap 7. Monkey Karen out in front in the 13. Then it's Patno, Fiandaca, Bree, Brio, Alsop, Boniface, and Goodenough. Boniface finds a way to the inside of Alsop and takes over 6th. Marquis trying to run up the inside of Goodenough. They're fighting in a points battle. Here's Fiandaca and Bree. Bill Bree trying to unseat Pete Biandaca. Peter holding his line. Bree will remember. Boniface is going to be on Bree's backside. Biandaca holding his spot. The veteran and the rookie, a pair of rookies putting the pressure on the veteran Biandaca for the third spot. Veteran Boniface works his way down inside, can't get close enough. Biandaca gives himself a safety margin. Right now, it's Karen on top. Patnode, Biandaca, Bree, Boniface. Bree gets up on the outside. Bill Bree with the gas on the ground. Bree moves into third around Biandaca. Bree's Pontiac way up outside Biandaca's Buick. Bill Bree takes over third. Boniface is going to try the same route. Bree and Boniface now get around Biandaca. Biandaca kicks back to fifth. It's Karen on top. Patnode second. Caution on the racetrack. Look out! Right in front of your lead cars as Drug and Weaver spin. Payne comes in afterward. Drug and Weaver spin in number 2. Payne comes in to get collected, and all that all happened on lap 16. To put that car up near the front, he ran behind Karen one other time and had a good top 3 finish. Karen looking for his 66th career win tonight. Here they come. Karen turns up the juice on that TA engine powered Camaro and takes it down the back straightaway. Karen, Patnode, Bree, Boniface, and Biandaca. Bree moves into second. Patnode gets shuffled to the high side. The whole field's going to slide underneath him now. Halfway this time by. Halfway to our 35-lap event. It's Karen, Bree, Boniface, and Patnode. Here they come. Karen, Bree, Boniface, Patnode, Biandaca, Marquis, Brio, and Goodenough, along with Bachelor now, who's starting to come on. Laps complete when they come by this time. 15 to go. Karen, Bree, Boniface, Patnode, Biandaca, then Marquis and Goodenough running nose to tail. Goodenough trying to get up the inside. Marquis goes to the high side of Biandaca. Goodenough comes down to the low side. That's the real battle on the racetrack. Dead heat across the stripe. If there hadn't been a Biandaca there, I think Goodenough might have had the edge. Karen out front. Marquis and Goodenough on the outside of Biandaca. Remember, Goodenough's driving his backup car. Marquis is driving his Riverside park car. They get slipping and sliding. Marquis trying to put some distance now. Sticks the nose down inside Todd Patnode. That may not be the way to go. And now Bill Bree has caught Funky Karen. Karen and Bree up front. While everybody's swapping places behind him, Bill Bree may be looking at his first victory. Funky Karen looks to be having some problems. 10 laps to go. 10 to go now. Here comes Marquis up inside Patnode. Patnode trying to keep it down to keep Marquis behind him and still racing with him. Marquis fights back down to the inside. Patnode squeezes him down and comes up high on the outside. And they run side by side to the line. Goodenough gives Marquis a little shove to get him underneath Patnode. Here's Karen. Marquis has moved into fourth. Goodenough is up to fifth, and they make contact. Karen and Bree. Boniface is closing in now. Marquis and Goodenough trying to fight their own personal battle out there. The heck with the rest of them. Bachelor and Condos come together in turn 1. Funky Karen holding off the rookie. The rookie right back there with him, right on his bumper. Using the same kind of close intimidation tactics that Karen earned his reputation with. 5 to go now. 5 laps to go. Two good races on the track. The 13 and the 6. The 42 and the 1. Now we'll move up on race traffic. Let's see who can handle the traffic. Funky Karen with 3 laps left when they come by up behind Grasso. Karen trying to hold that edge. There's Bree with a bumper again. Boniface sits back, waits for the break. Here we go now. 2 laps left. 2 to go. Has Bill Bree got what it takes to get by Funky Karen? Bree comes up high on turn 2. Sets Karen up. There's no room to go by the Blackmore car. Right flag now. Karen, Bree, Boniface. Marquis, Goodenough, and Bachelor. We're on the last lap. Bill Bree trying to find a place to get by Karen. He's right there with him. To the line. Karen. Bill Bree. Boniface. Then it'll be Marquis and Goodenough. Funky Karen with win number 66 of his career. How many for the season? And Funky Karen gets his 3rd season win. Come, plus a full round of qualifying for the cars that are here tonight, the ones you saw, plus the ones that are in the pits. Here he is for his 3rd season win, 66 career win, Funky Karen. Boy, I'll tell you, this season, Funky, it's been feast or famine.
Yeah, we either run or we don't run. I had a pretty good break that time. I started pretty close up towards the front, so that helps quite a lot. I know how hard it is, and you have to start in the back of that pack. It's not easy.
It wasn't easy. You had a little pressure from a young man back there that seems to have a style similar to Funky. 2nd place.
Maybe I better watch out for him then, huh?
Good run. Funky Karen with a victory tonight. He's looking for a 2nd one later on. And a very inspired young man, by the way you're driving. It seems, Funky won a couple other times this year, and it seems to me you were in the top 3 one of those nights, too.
Yeah, I came in 2nd behind him once before, and he just takes up the whole track, so it's tough to get around him.
Probably good training for you, though, huh?
Yeah, real good, but I got to get by him one of these nights. Maybe later on tonight.
And 1 more to go. Bill Bree with another 2nd place finish behind Funky Karen. And, well, Jim, a couple of the guys on the crew said they'd see us down here on the track after the race was over, and they were right the first time.
Yeah, we're just back 2 spots more than what I planned on it, but yeah, the car went pretty good. This is better than finishing 4th, I guess.
It certainly is. You got a trophy and 1 more to go. Good run for Jim Boniface in 3rd.
Set for the green flag now, Bob Bazzaio and Walt Pachowski. Green is out. Off of turn 4 they come, and off down into turn 1. On the low side, Bazzaio up high, Pachowski, Mallet in the 1 is 3rd. Here comes Drew looking low in the 17, and Pachowski will edge out to take the lead, heading through turns 3 and 4. Pachowski on the outside. Drew gets all out of shape. Zielinski's got to just barely get by with the 7, as does Dave Meany. Bazzaio again gets a little bit crossed up, and we've got trouble off of turn 2. Hemlin goes around. Morton gets caught up in it. Viterne and Fitzgerald, yellow flag is out. Rick Hemlin, the 09 Mass, goes around off of turn 2. Downey jumps way up into 3rd from 9th. Lazy Green. And right after that, the yellow flag comes back out. And a problem for Morton and Rick Hemlin as they come down the front stretch, smoke pouring out of both race cars. It appears to be worse for the Morton car, the 87. Bazio, Malik, Cashman, Zielinski. Here they come. Green flag is out. Off of turn 4, Pachalski. Scott Cashman powers his way between everybody and then pays for it. A tough break for Bazio as he gets put in the wall, and Cashman as well loses several positions in the 19. Bazio stopped on pit road. Yellow flag is out. Everybody dirt tracking it around the racetrack. Scott Kane, now they begin to step on it. Green is out. Mallon and Pachalski make contact in turn 4, and Pachalski gets out. A good lead right off the bat for the 37 as they come into turn 1 and out of turn 2. Dave Meany getting right up there with car number 15. He is now up to 3rd. Zielinski follows him through and grabs 4th. Mallett on the outside getting bounced back in the 1. It's Pachalski, Scott Cashman in for 2nd. Dave Meany for 3rd. Zielinski 4th, and Zellman has climbed to 5th. Trouble down in turn 2. Bonner, Tidlin, and Paterni all getting together but holding on. And here comes Bazio in. They're really stacking it up at the back of the pack. Paterni is about to slam the wall. He does, coming off turn 4. Not as hard as it could have been. So a good break in a way. Here comes Pachalski out of turn 4. Scott Cashman 2nd. Dave Meany 3rd. Scott Zielinski 4th, and Joe Zellman 5th. And now getting around in turn 4 is Downey in the 23. That'll bring out the yellow flag on lap number 5. He leads them, but this time Scott Cashman is 2nd. Dave Meany running low, and there's the green flag. Zielinski gets out of shape going into turn 1, but holds 4th. Meany down low on Cashman, battling for that 2nd spot. They bump and grind off turn 4. Meany gets by and moves into 2nd. Here comes Scott Zielinski in the 7. Joe Zellman also right there to contend with the 22. Scott Cashman trying to hold on the outside with the 19. Slips back to 4th. We'll try to get back in line, but there's Joe Zellman and Frank Carey Sr. up the outside with car number 3. Carey, last week's feature event winner, looking to move back in. They make a sandwich out of Cashman. Scott sees them coming from all directions. Carey on the outside. Aggressive move with car number 3. Zielinski gets by Meany for 2nd this time. They sail out of turn 2 and trouble in turn 2. Bazio and Paterni get together. Bazio goes spinning. And we have yellow. Turn 3, Pachalski sets the pace. The green flag is out. Off of turn 4. Meany tries to duck back down to the low side with the 15, but before he gets to the leader, he's got to try to get back around the 7 of Zielinski. They're 3 wide on the backstretch into turn 3. Carey in the 3, running the outside of Cashman, and going around off turn 4 is Meany. Looked like he and Zellman might have gotten together, and Griswold gets out of shape in turn 2, but holds it. Good move by the 46. Meany gets it fired back up and back on track. Tough break for car number 15, Maz. Pachalski trying to hold off the 7 of Zielinski and doing a good job of it. Zellman now gets moved up to 3rd. Scott Cashman is 4th. And 5th was Frank Carey Sr. in the 3. Here comes Griswold, the 46 running low. Tom Cashman Jr. right there in the 17X. Here comes Zielinski Zielinski once again down low on Pachalski. Scott Cashman off of turn 4, almost making contact with the wall, getting all out of shape, but holding on to that 4th spot with the 19. Here comes Carey in the 3. Back at him. And once again off of turn 2, Zielinski looks low. Can't make the move this time. Pachalski strong but high into turn 4. Zielinski dirt tracking it down low. And Pachalski is holding on. Joe Zellman all alone in 3rd. Another great run for car number 22. Scott Cashman continuing to hold 4th over Carey. Then it's Griswold and Tom Cashman Jr. Griswold gets in deep. Carey pulls him off, and then Tom Cashman Jr. squeaks by with the 17X. On the outside is Zielinski off of turn 4. Contact is made. Pachalski trying to hold his position. Zielinski comes into battle. Here comes Zellman in car number 22. Joe Zellman will try to look low. And Scott Cashman is there as well. Zielinski real low in turn 4 as he gets out of shape. Pachalski, they get together and around goes the leader in front of traffic. Zielinski gets by with car number 7. And Joe Zellman, who is right there, also benefits and moves up into position number 2 with car number 22. Pachalski, all out of shape with the 37, gets into Scott Cashman. Scott gets into the wall. A tough break as he was running as high as 2nd here today. This time, the checkered flag will wave. Scott Zielinski, car number 7, is your winner, and a spin in turn 2 to end the event for Bob Attorney. Tough break there. Zellman, a great run for 2nd in the 22, and 3rd, Frank Carey back in victory lane with car number 3.
Again, the maturity level of some of our drivers is beginning to show through. There will be post-race disciplinary action taken, as you can imagine. As the officials sort out what happened on the final lap of the race. And Mike will be down there to be in the thick of all of it. Will go to the infield per instructions of our officials. (37) and 19 in the infield.
On your 6th win of the year, congratulations.
I just want to say to some people out there that I wasn't doing none of this unintentional. I don't know what the problem was with Walt, but I don't get my car and make it look as good as it does to have someone beat me around out the track because I had... Oh, I'll tell you, rubbin's racing. And if no one can agree with that, even Larry Cirillo said tonight, it's a tight ring out there.
For his 6th win of the year in car number 7, and over here, this guy did a great job tonight. Another great run for Joe Zellman. Joe, congratulations. 2nd place. That was a real close race.
Thanks a lot. The guys have been working real hard on the car. I thought Scotty and Walt were going to take each other out and I'd end up with the win. I just sat back, bought my time. Scotty ended up correcting. I'll settle for 2nd the way our luck's been running this year. I'd like to thank my brother Bill, Jay, my cousin who's not here tonight. I'd like to congratulate Mike and Kathy Fuller on their baby daughter they had Monday night. So he's not here with us tonight. But the guys and my father and all the crew, they do a great job. All my sponsors. Without these guys, we wouldn't be running here every week.
All right, congratulations. Excellent run for Joe Zellman, your 2nd place finisher. And back in 3rd, congratulations again, Frank Carey. Great run after last week's win.
Yeah, we worked real hard on it, changed a few things. The tires kind of went away towards the end, but it's running real good thanks to the crew and Patterson Farms, Mount Toby Auto, and Dillon Chevrolet and the crew.
All right, Frank Harry Sr., your third place finisher tonight, car number 3. Are set for green. Dan Stebbins and Clinton Cram in the front row, and there's the green flag. In 1 and 2, it's Stebbins on the low side in the lead with car number 5. Cram running high in the 11. And down low, here comes Roger Shepard in the 34. And Shepard moves up to second. 1 lap complete. Here comes Kirk Alexander as well with the 44X. He's up to 4th, and then it's Brio in 5th. Graham gets a little bit crossed up off turn 4, and however holds position number 3. It's Stebbins leading. 2nd spot, Roger Shepard. 3rd spot, Clinton Graham. Then it's Kirk Alexander, Eddie Brio Jr., and Barry Gray. A little further back, Joe Zarnecki holds off Al Fitzgerald. Frank Buffum Jr. next in the 12. Tight. Alexander looking for room. He finds some on the low side of Cram, but Cram holds 3rd. Roger Shepard also looking to make a move on Dan Stebbins. Any minute now. Keep an eye on that 34. Barry Gray gets around Brio and moves into 5th. Here comes Cram down low on Shepard. Clinton Cram trying to take back the 2nd spot. They make contact. Shepard gets around sideways. Loses the spot, and here comes Alexander up high. Shepard, in an attempt to hold on to his race car, forces Alexander a little bit high as he tries to hold on. And Barry Gray is right there with the 29. Remember, Alexander leads Gray by only 2 points in the late model point standings. Gray running low. Alexander high. Shepard gets away. Back in 3rd. Here comes Cram low on Stebbins. Stebbins will try to hold him off with the 5. Shuts the door in turn 2 and holds on to the lead. Dan Stebbins in the 5, having another great run. Here comes Cram right back down low. Alexander able to hold 4th over Barry Gray. And now Cram dives low on lap 11 coming off turn 2. Trying to come around and pick up the lead here for 12 laps complete. It is Cram at the line. Stebbins back to 2nd, and here comes Shepard in the 34. Shepard looking to take the 2nd spot from Stebbins. Roger Shepard has the position. Here comes Kirk Alexander, the 44X. Alexander is 3rd now. Stebbins will try to hold 4th. Barry Gray is 5th in the 29. And then it's the 29 junior of Eddie Brio Jr. Frank Buffum Jr. about to go down 1. Holding the lead over Roger Shepard. Alexander running 3rd. Stebbins holding 4th over Barry Gray. Gray gets into Stebbins a little bit as they head into turn 3, but they hold their positions. Far battle from the top 3, and 6th is also well back. So Gray moves in, taking the 4th spot as they head down the backstretch that time. Graham way out with car number 11, the 34, Roger Shepard trying to hold on to 2nd, ahead of Kirk Alexander. Alexander again, low with the 44X. Shepard tries to shut the door. They come into turn 1. Alexander comes out of turn 2 with the runner-up spot, car number 44X. Joe Zarnecki pulls out with the 20 into the infield. Graham in the 11 continues to pull away. Alexander now second. Roger Shepard third. Barry Gray fourth in the 29. And then it's Dan Stebbins and Eddie Brio Jr. fifth and sixth. Alexander now trying to catch Graham. We've got 20 laps complete this time, and the top 4 cars. Now Stebbins has the same problem he had last week, apparently, running in a good spot and then dropping to the infield. Eddie Brio had to get on the binders quickly, got all out of shape, so that'll move him up to 5th. Tough break for Stebbins in the 5. Graham holding off Alexander. The battle for the lead and a battle for 3rd. Roger Shepard and Barry Gray. Gray down low. Not a lot of room down there, but he's going to give it a shot with the 29. Shepard continues to hold the spot. Gray back in line in 4th. Off of turn 2, Graham and Alexander putting a little distance between Shepard and Gray. Where the battles are, in between them, there's a little different distance, it seems. This time, 10 laps to go for Graham. Alexander right there, Shepard and Barry Gray. About a straightaway back in 5th is Eddie Brios, and another straightaway back in 6th is Al Fitzgerald. Joe Zarnecki has returned with the 20 as Buffum pulls out, so that could be a break. Now Alexander is down low on Graham. He got under him going into turn 1, and coming off of turn 4, it's Kirk Alexander at the line with the lead. Meanwhile, just as that was happening, Roger Shepard and Barry Gray's battle heats up, and Shepard got a little out of shape, and that opened the door for Gray to move back in with the 29. Gray comes out of turn 4. They're side by side. Alexander leads. Graham second. Barry Gray now by a bumper has 3rd. Shepard not giving up. Gets a little high in turn 4, and Gray is able to move out into that 3rd spot with car number 29. Now, the 29 will go to work on Clint Graham. Kirk Alexander continues to hold the lead. Here comes Gray to the outside of Graham. Can't find any room. Graham holds him off. Roger Shepard still in 4th. This time, 2 laps to go for Kirk Alexander. Clinton Graham trying to hold off Barry Gray in a battle for 2nd. It's Graham holding the spot. Gray in the 29 in 3rd. Roger Shepard still right there in 4th. White flag, 1 lap to go for Kirk Alexander. Alexander now putting a lot of distance in these final laps. Checkered flag is out, and it's Kirk Alexander for the late model championship Budweiser King of Beers win. Winner, Kirk Alexander. All right, Kirk. Excellent run tonight. This car was really hooked up.
Yeah, well, you know, a few times there, Barry come up, inside of me, and I couldn't give him the spot because I might not have been able to get back by him, so I ran him as hard as I could, and it worked out for the better. But, I'd like to thank my mom and dad, my girlfriend Candy, my pit crew for standing behind me all this time and believing in me. And I also like to thank my sponsors, Alexander Sheet Metal, All Metals, and Brothers Tire Service.
Good win for Kirk Alexander. There's your winner in tonight's Budweiser King of Beers Late Model Championship race. Clinton Cramp, good run for the second, just short of the win here tonight.
Thank you. I gotta apologize to Roger Shepard for getting into him over there, but you know, I think he kind of turned down on me a little bit. But a lot of people I gotta thank: Joe Bean Auto Body, Mobile 9, Aldrich Auto, Race Engines, Bean Speedy Auto Glass, Garrow Landscaping, everybody at Joe Bean, the whole crew. You know, they've done an excellent job with this car. They found some problems wrong. They got me headed now. You know, it's going great.
All right, there's Clinton Cram, your second place finisher tonight. And over here, Barry Gray. Barry, congratulations on third. This car was really hooking up late in the race today.
Yeah, we've been having our problems all day. It was breaking up through the feature, and we got the best that we could. I'd like to thank all you fans for coming out here tonight. My sponsors, Cliff's Auto Body, Meadows Motor Guard, Say No to Drugs, Leon's Auto Repair, and Precision Automotive, and Tony's Auto Radiator. Thank you.
All right, congratulations, Barry Gray, your third place finisher tonight.
And still to come, Pro Stock qualifying for tonight's 35-lap feature, a modified feature event, or Pro Stock feature. We've got 4 names to draw, 10 laps of qualifying Pro Stock style, and we're underway. Monadnock quickly out of the box, and he's got the lead off turn 2. Brio behind him, and Boniface works his way up the inside. Boniface sticks the nose down to the bottom of the racetrack, wobbles a little bit. Comes off for the second spot, Brio to third, Hersey to fourth, Blackmore fifth, and it's Payne and Burnett heads for the pits. Boniface moves into challenge. Monadnock takes a hard gas into the corner and blocks the shot. Boniface tries once again. Monadnock closes the door. Boniface moves in close again, and there's no go as he drops to the apron. Boniface tries to get at the halfway mark off the corner. He's got it. Boniface takes the lead. Monadnock, Brio, and Hersey begin to run away from the rest. Boniface gunning for a win in the second feature tonight. Brio trying to move inside Monadnock, just moves over and closes the door. Brio comes in high. Looks inside. Peter won't let him in there. Now there's 1 to go. Boniface, Monadnock, Brio, and Hersey. That's all they wrote. Checkered flag for Boniface. And Peter picks up the second spot. Brio to third, Hersey fourth, Blackmore fifth, and Payne. It's Dave Knight in the Dave's Automotive Camaro. Here they come. Nipper brings them down. Whoa, Dave Knight gets off the corner hard and catches the roll on turn 2. Dave Knight came off turn 2, went right up to the wall and hit it hard, and doesn't look like it did any damage to the car. The back end just came out from underneath him. And flying event. Here they come. Green is out. Alsop gets away again. This time Bennett is right there with him. Up on the outside. Bennett puts on a challenge as they take it down the back straightaway. It's Bennett in high and hard. Alsop down to the low side. Bennett stays right there. Up on the high side above the sweet spot in turn 2. Good enough, has moved into third. Alsop keeps the Buick down on the bottom of the racetrack. 11th, they've got 5 cars under a blanket fighting for the spot. Bennett in way high, enough to keep him there. And Bennett finally gets right to the top and holds the lead this lap. Then also, Colson back into 3rd. Good enough fades to 4th, and Karen is 5th. Karen up on the outside. Works the outside of good enough. Works off turn 2. Moves into 4th. Halfway now, it's good enough. Dives back inside. Colson almost bobbled off floor of 4 on the flat spot. He gets loose in the bottom of 2. Karen working the outside, he knows so well. Moves into 3rd. Colson low, Karen high. Karen trying to take that 3rd spot solidly. Down into turn 3. Colson's right down on the flat spot, can't hold it there. It's Bennett, awesome, Karen, Colson, good enough. Bree and Raymond. Back they come with 2 to go. Good enough, trying to hold that number 4 spot, that 5th spot on Bree. Bree's right back there with him. White flag, 1 lap. Good enough, back up on the outside, trying to get around Bill Bree. It won't stick. Up front, it's going to be Brad Bennett for the win. Awesome second with Karen, Colson, Bree, good enough, Raymond, then Dave Knight, who obviously has a sick car, and bring him up slowly. Ease their way into 3. Here's Grasso on the gas, and the green is out. On Alger, a little bit of bobble as Marquis goes by. Grasso, Patnode, Rollins, and Drug come down to the line. Marquis is 5th. On the outside, Bachelor works his way up around Alger. Grasso goes high, Patnode goes low and grabs the lead. Rollins runs 3rd. Marquis up to 4th. Drug is 5th with Bachelor. Grasso having trouble on the outside. Marquis gets underneath him. Marquis to 3rd. Grasso trying to stay there. Todd Patnode leading the charge. Marquis trying to work underneath. Rollins, can he do it? Not enough off the 4th turn. Halfway now. Halfway. It's Patnode, Rollins. Marquis. Bachelor is right there. Rollins moves up the block. Bachelor and Marquis drops down to take the hole. Marquis into 2nd. Rollins 3rd. Bachelor will follow him through. The outside is not the place to be tonight. 7 down, 3 to go. It's Patnode, Marquis, Bachelor right there. 2 laps now, 2 to go. Mike Bachelor hanging right there in the 9 up on the backside of the 28. He'll take it in hard and high on the outside. 1 lap left now. Marquis trying to set up Patnode. Bachelor trying to set up Marquis. Bachelor works right up there. Marquis sees the hole. Here they come to the line. Patnode. Patnode takes it. Marquis 2nd, Bachelor 3rd, Rollins 4th, Drug is 5th. Now here they come. The green is out. Raymond gets away big time. Roger Raymond, Rusty Ball. Albro, Bateman, and Pinkham. 1 lap, they're up to full song, and your leader is Raymond. with Marquis, Rudolph, and Avery. Jarvis running near the back of the field with Kennedy. Roger Raymond looking for his first modified victory in years. Rusty Ball trying to hold the line. He's got Bateman and Albro all over his bumper, and he's still hanging in there for second. Bateman all over Rusty's bumper. Bateman finally inside. He's got second. Albro will dive underneath his partner and take third. Bateman bobbles. That sets everybody back. While Roger Raymond tries to run away, Bateman's got to hold everybody behind him. Now Marquis is underneath Ball. He's moved into fifth. Marquis goes fifth, Ball sixth, Avery seventh, Jarvis eighth, ninth is Kennedy, 10th is Rudolph. Now the field has caught Roger Raymond, and they're setting him up. Marquis has moved into fourth, and he's looking for third off turn 4. Bateman and Albro work their way to the outside of Raymond. Raymond low, Bateman high, Albro high, Marquis low. And Jack Bateman will take the lead on lap 14. Bateman high, can he do it now? Yes. It's Bateman, Albro, then Raymond and Marquis, Bingham and Summers, Connecticut's Dan Avery, Jarvis way behind. Jack Bateman looking for his second win. Marquis and Albro on his bumper. Raymond holding on for fourth. Bingham fifth. Avery sixth. Seventh is Jarvis. Eighth is Kennedy. Paul is ninth. Rudolph is 10th. Look out! Around goes Albro. And that will bring out the caution on lap 18. Last week they went green and checker. Here they come. Bateman's going to have to outrun Marquis. Down into turn 2. Marquis switches lanes and comes up the inside. Marquis tries to get a nose in. He's got the nose in. Bateman, Marquis to the line. Bateman by an inch. On the backstretch. Jerry Marquis finally gets by and goes to the lead on lap 19. Now Jarvis starts to make his move out of the back of the pack with 15 laps to go. Marquis looks strong. Bateman second. Oh, Mills lost it. Jarvis trying to work the outside. He and Bateman make a little bumper contact. Bingham looks to the inside. Can't do it. Now Jarvis gets around Bingham. He's got third all to himself. Bingham fourth. Avery fifth. Kennedy sixth. Almost, we're going to lose the 19. Roger Raymond beginning to lose that right rear. He's going to come around soon. Jarvis testing Bateman, trying to find a way to get around as Marquis opens it up. We're here on lap 25. Marquis with 10 laps to go. 10 to go. The battle is for second place. And right now, it's Jack Bateman holding on to second. Jarvis third, Pinkham fourth, Avery fifth. Here's Jarvis. Not quite enough room. He tried to make that run off turn two to get by Bateman. Jarvis is probably the quicker of the two, but he hasn't got the racing room. There he is. Bateman comes up and shuts the door. Jarvis will get up on the outside now. Off turn four. Jack Bateman using a lot of racetrack. Here's Jarvis. Trying to work around Jack Bateman and chase down Jerry Marquis with just 5 laps to go. Jarvis trying to hang on the outside. Jack Bateman keeping him out there. As Jarvis goes wide, Pinkham moves into third. Avery into fourth. Jarvis, look out, trouble in the corner. Trouble in turn 4 as the 09 of Schofield spins in number 4. Schofield in the 09 with a spin on lap 32. What a break for Dwight Jarvis. Jarvis was trying to work Jack Bateman every way from Christmas to try to get around him, and Bateman just used up every inch of racetrack he could find to stay in that. All right, here they come. Restart, lap 32. Single file restart. That works for Bateman, not for Jarvis. Jarvis has got to pick up 2 spots, and Kennedy's going to pick up 1 now. Kennedy into 5th. Marquis, 2 laps to go. 2 to go. Bateman hanging in there for 2nd spot. Jarvis on the outside of Pinkham. 1 lap to go. Jarvis has got a lot of room to make up. Jarvis way outside Bateman. Jarvis trying to get that spot. Bateman pinches him off. Here comes Pinkham. The battle is for third, and it'll be Jarvis. Dave Pinkham bobbled off turn 4. Jarvis got the spot for third. He'll lose about 4 points in his battle with Jerry Marquis. Battle of the number of wins you get in a race. That's 5 to Dwight's 4. And about 6 points or so in the point battle. I have to get an official figure on that a little bit later on, or an unofficial figure anyway. Find out what Jerry did to make this baby work this time. Let's welcome him, win number 5. Tonight's feature winner in the modifieds, Jerry Marquis. Okay, you are kind of secretive in the pits tonight about what you did with the car. Are you still secretive?
No, we just did a lot of hard work. Basically, it's what everybody else does every week. You go home, work on the car, get it right, and tonight we were a lot closer than we have been in a long time. This is about the best it's felt since last year, and hopefully we can keep it this way here. We found a few secrets, and hopefully it's going to be beneficial.
Well, we'll see what happens. The point championship's getting closer and closer. Jerry Marquis, his 5th win of the year, and the Turbo Blow Racing Fuel number 73. Where's Jackson? Over here. Don't go too far because we got some numbers to draw out. Jack Bateman, by golly, the car looked pretty good tonight, just not quite enough you needed, I guess.
Well, lose toward the end, they really couldn't get after it, so we just had to settle for where we were.
Settle for second's better than reckon. A good run. Jack Bateman held in there real tight. And Dwight Jarvis, who, boy, I'll tell you, even with the help of a couple of cautions tonight, you really had your work cut out for you.
Yeah, everybody's going good tonight. I get up a little high once coming out of 4 in the marbles and thought I was going to have a piece of the wall, but we come back. We're happy with 3rd.
Happy with 3rd. He stays in the point chase, and we'll see what happens as we have about 6 more weeks of racing to go here on Friday nights. And we need to... Here they come. Bachelor looking for number 6 in the win column. Here's the green. Blackmore brings him down. On the outside, Grasso inside Bennett putting the pressure on as they head down the back straight in the corner. It'll be Blackmore, Bennett, and Grasso. And a caution on the track as we lose 3 or 4 up there. Payne comes around. Alger gets by. The yellow is out. And Herb Drug is really pretty badly banged up, as is Rob Goodenough. A tough break for Goodenough. This is an important points race for him. He cannot afford to lose ground to Jerry Marquis, and he's got... Here they come, slowly up to speed. Blackmore's on it, and up we go. Grasso trying to put the pressure on the outside. Oh, look out, Payne's all the way around off turn 2, and going with him is Burnett. Caution is out. Payne caught down inside the track. We're still racing. No caution, 1 lap in. Now the caution comes out, and Grasso is your leader. For another slow pace down the backstretch. That'll keep the guys in the back of the pack from slamming into somebody anyway. Everybody ready to go. Grasso gets away. Blackmore caught napping, and the green is out. Inside line. Forbes up, and they start heading down the line. It'll be Grasso, Patno, and Fiandaca. Grasso and Patno battle for the lead, and it'll be Patno on lap 3. Patno, Grasso, Bennett, Fiandaca. Bennett's down low, and he's going to try to get underneath, and does. Brad Bennett set up to run low. Karen is already up to 7th. Boniface behind Karen as they work underneath Fiandaca. Whoa, Karen and Brio come together. Karen's down underneath Fiandaca now. And the 9 slides to the infield, and here comes the caution. Fiandaca has some trouble. I notice he slows and slow dramatically. Can Patno hold on? Will Bennett get his first lead of the year at Monadnock? Pace is a little quicker than the last 2 restarts, but not great. Now they get on it. Here's the green. Did even start. A bobble by Hersey, and Karen is there. Look out. Grasso gets loose. Karen gets around him. Everybody else gets squared away. Except for the 21 who's got a tire down. Here they come, and it's going to be Bennett. And caution is out for the 21 who stops inside turn 3 for a flat tire, I believe. Looks like his left front may be down. Comes Bennett. Boy, he jumped quick. Now he waits for the field to catch up and the green comes out. They bump and bump behind him. Karen spins. Caution stays out. And around goes Hersey. He's cut a tire down in the 13X. That's good enough, and Rollins slides through the infield. I think Mr. Karen and Mr. Hersey may have felt that Mr. Karen definitely feels that Mr. Hersey may have helped him spin. Mr. Hersey feels the other way. This should be an interesting chase from the back of the pack. Monkey better not get Mr. Hersey upset, and Mr. Hersey best not get Mr. Karen upset. We'll watch them as we watch the field move up to the start. Bennett and Patno bring it down, and here's the green. Karen quickly moves up, dives to the inside and peels off a couple of more cars. Gets squeezed by the lappers and then gets on the gas. Bennett, meanwhile, will take the lead. And one more lap is history. Karen and Batchelor out of the back of the pack, making a charge to the front. It's Bennett, Patnode, and Olson. Boniface, Grasso, and Goodenough. Also, Free, Markey, Rollins, and Roger Raymond and Karen. Have gotten to the back of the field. Now they've got to fight their way through some pretty heavy traffic. Garrett's going to go to the outside. It won't work, and Batchelor picks up the spot on the inside. Up front, it's Bennett by about 10 car lengths. Then Patnode, Colson, Boniface, and Goodenough. Free, Alsop, and Marquis. Danny Grasso, look out. Don't get in the way of Rollins and company coming through. Karen Batchelor have caught up to Marquis now. Batchelor's not going to let him stay there long. He puts him away quickly. Down inside Marquis. Batchelor and Marquis for position on the track. And Batchelor has the spot, but can he hold it? Karen will follow it through if the car will stick. Meanwhile, you've got Bennett way out front with Patnode, Colson. Then Boniface trying to get into third. Karen is around Marquis and right up behind Batchelor. Burdett stops his car on the inside of the track. He should move it out of the way. Halfway coming up now. Patnode trying to hold his spot as Karen works his way up through the traffic. Batchelor, Batchelor in the wall! Batchelor in the wall as Marquis squeezes him out. Mike Batchelor trying to go to the outside of Marquis, ran out of racetrack and caught the backstretch wall, and that'll take down the right side tires on that car big time as they get Alfredette's car out of the way, which is in a dangerous spot there in the infield. Here they come. Bennett on the way. Colson down inside. Can he take the spot from Patnode? Yes. Bennett, Colson, Patnode, Goodenough, and Boniface. Here, look out. Boniface low, so is Bree. Brad Bennett up front. Here's Karen. The 7 of Ossa put a tire down. He's still running. He'll bring it around. He's not going to stop the race yet. He's just going to take it in. And now he'll bring it to a halt at the top of pit road. And the caution is out again. So Alsop takes it all the way around the horn and then stops at pit road. Marquis and Bree, so it's going to be a tight one. And the top 10 includes Raymond and Rollins. Here they come. Bennett on the gas, good enough on the inside over Coulson. Good enough. Right down to the inside. Karen trying to work underneath. He can't find the rope. Bennett will hold on to lead lap 20. Bennett your leader. Coulson second, good enough third. Then it's Boniface and Karen. Handles out on the outside, way on the outside. Fights his way back inside Marquis. Can't slide into the hole. Karen's right behind Boniface. Brad Bennett still hanging in there. Todd Padnote fighting to hold on to 6th. Here's Marquis and Bree underneath him now. Rob Goodenough trying to set up Junior Coulson. Goodenough can't quite get down there. Coulson's pretty strong tonight. Boniface and Karen as they bounce off the turn. Now we have 10 laps to go. 10 to go. Bennett, Coulson, Goodenough, Boniface and Karen. Then it's Marquis and Bree is putting on a move. Bill Bree may be able to take a spot away from Jerry Marquis. Bree goes up high in turn 2 and comes down off the banking to get a run on Marquis for 6th. Not enough. Coulson beginning to lose a little bit of ground. That looks like his tires are going away, and it may be Goodenough's chance to get underneath. If Goodenough can hold on, he may get back most of the points he's lost to Marquis so far. Boniface trying to get underneath Goodenough. Can't do it. Look out. Trouble over in turn 2. Around goes to 62, and he'll bring out the caution. Run side by side down the backstretch. Let's see who's going to pick up the speed first. Bennett's the pole sitter. He sets the pace. Here they come. And Bennett's got an edge, but not much. Goodenough trying to work underneath. Goodenough could get down below Coulson. Can he do it? No. Goodenough and Boniface fight for third. Coulson's trying to hold his spot with 5 to go. And he may lose another spot as Marquis comes up the outside. Boniface goes into third, Goodenough fourth. Goodenough's got to slide right up there in front of Jerry and hold a spot. Oh, there's a break. Bennett holds the lead. Marquis right in there with a bumper. Marquis and Goodenough working over Jim Boniface, and Karen is there to help. He wants a piece of the action. They all may get a piece of each other. Marquis is there with a bumper on Goodenough. Meanwhile, Brad Bennett may get his first win as everybody else worries about points. 2 laps to go now. 2 to go. Now Boniface trying to work underneath Junior Coulson. White flag for Brad Bennett. Trouble on the backstretch. We've got 3 cars sliding off the track. as they come off the 7 car, all torn up. The race for the checkers now. It'll be Brad Bennett with the win. Colson, Boniface, Goodenough, Karen around the outside, but too late. Strictly stocks, mini stocks, and enduro class cars. We hope you'll be here for that show. We'll see you next Friday night. If not, I think there's a young man in here that's pretty happy, and we'll get to meet him first time in just a second. Careful, that first step coming off the wall is a big one. Here he is, your winner, first time, Brad Bennett. Wow. You guys kind of said last year when you came up for a visit that you were looking to do some winning, and it finally happened for you.
Yeah, in the first race tonight, we didn't have much tires, and we were running on some old stuff that we ran last week at Riverside, and we put some new tires on for this race, and I guess you can see that made the difference.
Sure. Cautions, those cautions must not have been your favorite last time, however.
No, every time I look in the mirror, I see the big guys working their way up, so, I just had to bide my time and be patient, and hopefully the race came to an end.
Well, the folks don't know your car as well as some. Who's some of the people that help make this car work?
I got to thank Raven Racing. They put together a super car every week. Rosner Race Cars, I couldn't do it without them. Precision Automotive and DuPont. And those are the people.
The people. He's the man. First win for Brad Bennett at Monadnock. And a guy who has not been up in the top 3 for quite a while. And this is one time when the car stayed underneath you, Junior.
Yeah, they're getting loose towards the end, but I just tried to hang on, and we did good. I'm happy for the crew because we've been working on this to get this far, and we finally got up here, so I think we're in the right direction.
That's good. Came on strong.
I'd like to thank the sponsors, Island Auto Sales, United Auto Salvage, and Nutrilon.
Good run, Junior Colson, for a second finish tonight. And, of course, predictions, I don't know. Didn't we just do this?
Yeah, this looks familiar here.
But the car's obviously working well because you can stay with the front, and give me credit to the guys behind you.
Oh, yeah, it's getting a little better here. Freddie ran a good race there. I'm glad he got second. He deserved it. It's been a long time since he's been up here, but the car's running good, so we'll come back next week and try it again.
Try it again. Maybe we'll see you in Victory Lane. A lot of time left. See you on Sunday afternoon at 1, if not next Friday night for another double feature show.